Good evening, everybody. My name is Brother Jonas, and I wanted to break this down for you today. And we know that the alphabet that we have today, this 26 alphabet, and the language that we are speaking, that I'm speaking, is English. Now, the word English comes from an old term, Anglo, which is the Latin word. This is where you get the word Anglo-Saxon. You got Caucasian, that's from Caucasus Mountain. Then you got Anglo, the Anglo-Saxons. The word Anglo comes from a term, angel. Now, if we go to Genesis chapter 6, 1 to 4, and Job chapter 1, and also the book of Enoch, chapter 6 all the way to 10, we know that Azazel and 200 other angels came down, and they saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they had intercourse with them. Now, the prophecy of Genesis chapter 3, before we break this down, go to Genesis chapter 3, and we are talking about when Adam ate from the fruit, and this is what it says. And I will cause hostility between you, and the you they were talking about Lilith, and the woman. And the woman they talking about was Eve. And between your offspring, wait a second, and her offspring. Now, if you look right there, there's two bloodlines. Her offspring is the woman, which is Eve, the natural DNA, the natural 100% human being, came from Adam, that came from all the way from the image of Elohim. Now, but this one right here, they're talking about between you, and it says between your offspring. They're talking about Lilith and the Samael. And it said, he will strike your head. And the he they're talking about Yeshua HaMashiach. And you will strike his heel. And the you he is talking about, they're talking about the serpent bloodline, the reptilian bloodline. And this is where we get to break this down today. And this human being that they are talking about, that bloodline, starts with the 6. How do we know that? It said in Revelation chapter 13. And it says his number is 666. Now, as you can see in Genesis chapter 3, verses 15, there's two bloodlines. There's a reptilian bloodline, and there is also a human bloodline. Now, in the English language, the English comes from the Latin word Anglo. This is where we get the term Anglo-Saxon. Now, Anglo-Saxon comes from another term, angel. Now, when you read Genesis chapter 6 and the book of Enoch, which is Enoch's chapter 6 all the way to 20, you will see that it says that the Anglo, or the angels, and as you can see right here, and we read, and it says that the sons of God, saw the beautiful women and took any they wanted as their wives. And Yahweh said, my spirit will not put up with the humans for such a long time, for they are only mortal flesh. And it said, in those days, for some time after, giant Nephilites Nephilites lived on the earth. And for whenever the sons of Eliam had intercourse with the women, they gave birth to these children. Now, and they were talking about these Nephilims, or these hybrid children, come from the angels. Okay? And this is where not only we have children of the angels, but we have children of the reptilian. Now, as we read in Revelation 13, it says that his number is 666. Now, in the Anglo alphabet, we got 26 letters. When we go to Revelation 18, verses 23, it said the light of the lamp. Now, the light, when we go to New York, there is a statue called the Statue of Liberty that has a torch in its hand. You know, back in the day, they used to call those things lamps. And it said, will never shine in you again. The happy voices of brides and grooms will never be heard in you again. For your merchants. Now, you know, merchants, as long as you have merchants, you have market. Now, we have a thing called a stock market on Wall Street. And we know New York is well known for the Wall Street. This is where you got Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and, you know, we have S&P, you know. And this is where most of the global market is controlled, is in New York. It said your merchants, which is your corporations. You know, we have known a lot of well-known corporations right now. If you're on Facebook, you know, that's a corporation. If you're on Instagram, that's a corporation. Google, a corporation. You drink Pepsi, that's a commercial. You go to McDonald's or Wendy's, corporation. Coca-Cola, corporation. iPhone, corporation. You say the merchants. I said, if you got BT, that's a corporation. NBA, corporation. Jordan's, corporation. We're the greatest in the world. And we talking about elites. We know well known, a lot of elites, celebrities, and athletes. And said, you deceive the nations with your sorcery. How they deceive us? They sought with telekinesis, commercialism. We became consumers. The word consumer comes from the term consume. Consume means to devour, to destroy. You know, we celebrate holidays today without even know why. Christmas, there's no such thing as Santa Claus. There's no Easter Bunny. There's no Tooth Fairy. There's no Valentine's. There's none of those stuff, but yet we celebrate them. We leave milk and cookies, you know, when we know there is no such thing. We know we are lying to our kids. We celebrate a bunch of lies. And it says with sorcery. The word sorcery in Greek is pharmakia. This is where we get the word pharmacy, you know, where we get our drugs. This is how we get high, you know. Now, let's break this down really quick. To that term, that human being, letter 6, New York. Let's break it down. When we break the letters down, we'll see New York is 252. York is 414. When you put 252 and 414, it gives you 666. My name is Brother Jonas. I wanted to make this brief, kind of tired today. And guys, if you got any questions, inbox me. Shalom Aleichem. Be blessed.